A different stadium, but we're still home as the Eckerd Tritons take on the Tampa Spartans in a crucial SSC volleyball showdown. Welcome in to the broadcast network here on the SSC Digital Network. Josh Sperber here on the call as Eckerd takes on Tampa, two of the top teams in the conference over the past few seasons. Tampa, though, with a couple of conference losses, surprising the way the season has gone, in Eckerd currently on the outside looking in of a Sunshine State Conference playoff spot. Eckerd 4-6 in SSC play with 7 teams ahead of them as they sit 8 in the conference. But Tampa in a comfortable third at 8-2 in conference play is looking to get themselves back on track with a win against Eckerd. The Tritons have not had much success against the Spartans over the last couple of seasons, as they are 2-43 and have lost the last 2 matches against the Spartans, including a 3-0 defeat in November a year ago. Stella Antipa takes the serve, and it's blocked by Tampa. Now Antipa on the spike, gets in the back row. Up front, Ramirez lets it up, a lofty block, and it's to the libero Williams. Now to the side, spike, but it's off the net. And that point will go towards Tampa. Kinga Michalska on the attack error there, and the first point of the day goes to the Spartans, who will continue their serve. Antipa digs it up. Now to the far side, it's Moscovin who sends it off the block and down, and that's a point for the Tritons. Starters for each team, beginning with Eckerd, the libero Sydney Williams. She's joined by Nyla Moscovin, Hayden Nash, Jada Clark, Kinga Michalska, and Stella Antipa, as well as Gabby Yehu-Jachak, who just served, as the Spartans quickly into the attack, and a nasty spike from Natalie Perez. Perez, on her second attack attempt, gets her first kill of the match, and that makes it 2-1 Spartans, giving Tampa back their serve after 1 Triton attempt. Now back to serve are the Spartans. It's Callie Coors, the senior right side hitter from Osceola High School. Moving it around is Tampa. Powerful spike, but it goes long, and the point goes to Eckerd. I think they're giving that one to Tampa, actually. Looked to me like that one went out of bounds, but a violation called, so it's 3-1, and Tampa continues to serve. Coors, she's back. Callie missed some time due to injury over the course of the season, but a much-needed plug for the Spartans as she sets the first service error of the game to give the point to Tampa. 3-2 now the score as the Tritons are now within 1. And back to serve is Kinga Michalska. 1 error so far on the day for Kinga, the junior from Yaroslavl in Poland, transferred from Indian Hills. One of the best sporting community colleges in the States as the Spartan spike gets past the block of Eckerd to keep them in the lead. Tampa coached by Chris Kadanak, who has been here for over 40 years with the Spartans, one of the longest tenured coaches in all of college sports, as J.J. Ramirez, the senior from Fleming Island, sends in the serve. Eckerd with a spike from Moscovin down the line, and Ramirez lets that go wide, and it's a point for the Spartans. J.J. Ramirez continuing to serve, one of the best defensive players in the last few seasons in the Sunshine State Conference. The libero Ramirez. The serve, Michalska now up front. Jada Clark spikes it down, but it's blocked back up on the dig, and off the block and down. Caitlin Doss was there for the Tritons. It was Connor Ron on the spike, and a couple of Tritons had it bounce off their fingertips. So the score's now 6-2, and Tampa's got 4 straight points. Here's Ramirez on the serve, sends it down the side. It's a tough dig by Michalska, and that's her second error. Ends up as a return ace, as it touched a Triton, but unable to get it over the net. were the Eckerd Tritons. J.J. Ramirez continues to serve. She stayed on that left side as the Tritons ready a substitution. Looks like Avery Nelson, the freshman from Northville, Michigan, is set to come in. A nice diving dig from Williams. Now to the far side, Van Tepa crushes one, and it's a point for Eckerd. Big kill for the Tritons, and now they're going to get 2 into the match. Eckerd now back with Jada Clark to serve, one of the premier players up front for the Tritons. As she sends it down to the middle, it's dug up. Far side for Perez, blocked by Antipa, but Natalie gets it right back. Now set to the far side. Ron has it blocked, and it's dug back up. Dug forward, an opportunity here for the Tampa Spartans, far side, and it's Connor Ron who spikes it down the middle and gets Tampa the kill. So just like that, as Sydney Williams went off for a minute, Jada Clark is now the woman she replaces. Back set to Moscovin, off the net. Does it fall? It does, but on Eckerd's side, so the Spartans get the point. Overall, Eckerd is 11-7 on the season, but a 4-6 win percentage in conference play. As Natalie Perez sends the serve over, dug back to Moscovin, over the block, and that hits the back of the line. It's a point for Eckerd. Nyla Moscovin with a kill, and the junior gets herself on the board with her first kill of the match, and on the season, it's number 146. Now Moscovin back to serve, gets it right to Ramirez. It's dug up, far side for Ron, no good. Now here comes Eckerd. Good job on the block on the Mahalska strike, who digs it right back up. Pop to Ujacek. And Williams digs it. And now Mahalska sends it forward, but it goes to Tampa. Too many hits for the Tritons. It started out going back and forth, but Tampa on a bit of a run right now, 10-4. Since it was 3-2 Spartans, as the misserve makes it 10-5, Tampa has recorded 7 more points to Eckerd's 3. Now Stella Antipa back to serve. The Greek senior who transferred from Division I Rutgers. Antipa sends it to the other side, and a nasty spike from Mac Carter gets down the middle and gives the serve back to the Spartans. Coming in now for Tampa is Rachel Gregg, the junior from Trinity Christian in Georgia, as the Spartans are now back to serve with Matt Carter, who got the last point. Williams, now Yeusacek, and that is Moscovin who gets it, but it's wide. So it's another point for the Spartans. 12-5 and a much-needed timeout for Michelle Piatandosi Lima. And the Eckerd Tritons take a quick timeout. 11-5 Tampa at the first timeout in set number 1. Spartans will serve. We're back at St. Pete Catholic High School, the temporary home of the Eckerd Tritons. And fortunately, due to the hurricanes that ravaged the St. Pete area over the last couple of months, Now a new month and kind of a restart to the season, as this game was another match rescheduled from earlier in the year. And a spike sent forward. Spartans now on the block, and that one's tipped over by Coors, lobs it over, and it falls in for a Spartan point. Make it 13-5, and Tampa gets the first kill after the timeout. Still serving is Matt Carter for the third time today. Here's Carter towards the left side, 2 on the dig. It's Williams who hits it, and Jaus Jacek gets the kill as the block is unable to put that one forward. Hayden Nash will come out, Jada Clark will come on, and the libero, Sydney Williams, freshman from Blue Valley High School in Kansas, the first year back to serve. Here's the service from Williams. Sends it over the center, and it's an ace. Connor Ron got there, but she was unable to hang on and get any good contact on that ball. And the dig ended up on the floor for an ace by Sydney Williams. For Williams, that is her 26th ace on the season, second to everyone but Kinga Mahalska. Here's another one from Williams. This one set easily and blocked straight into the net. But on the other side, hit off of a Triton blocker and went underneath the net. So the point goes to Tampa as Haley Dillon, the senior, checks out. And now Natalie Perez is back to serve. Or that's not Perez. Perez just made that block. Clark is waiting for it on the Triton side. Here's the spike. Good dig from Williams. Now towards the center, and it's hidden to the net by Antipa to make it 15-7. And now Zoe Seput back to serve. Correction from earlier. Her second serve is the match. Off the block and out of bounds. And Kinga Mahalska makes the kill. The junior transfer has already made an impact here with the Tritons. And now Gabby Jacek, another junior transfer from Hillsborough Community College, gets the serve, but a powerful spike nips that service in the bud. Rachel Gregg, the junior, gets on the board for the third time. 3 kills and 3 chances as well as a block. And the junior from Trinity Christian is dominating so far for the Spartans. They're doubling up Eckerd right now. 16-8 the score as Callie Coors sends it over the middle. Now Williams, bump to the far side. Muscovin with some finesse as Ramirez digs it over. Far side, Antipa dives, but she can't get there. Point Tampa. Connor Ron has been the target of more attacks than anyone else. She is now 4 for 7 in kills to attack attempts. And now Callie Coors with the serve. Mahalska up forward. Now Antipa powers the spike. Is it going to stay in? It won't. And that goes out of bounds for another point to Tampa. A little bit too much on that for Stella Antipa, her second error in her 5th attack attempt. And now it's 18-8 in favor of the Spartans. Williams to Mahalska. Now it's Muscovin. Now J.J. Ramirez. Far side for Ron. Blocked, but it's out of bounds, so the point goes to Tampa. 4 straight points for the Spartans, and after a first set that started off 3-2, it has been all Tampa in the closing moments of this first set. Looking for number 20 is Callie Coors. Sends one to the right side, out of bounds. And that is going to bounce off the wall and roll back into play. So after 4 straight scores, it will be Kinga Mahalska back to serve for the Tritons. Junior transfer, initially from Poland, came out of Indian Hills Community College, which has premier athletes across the NCAA, regardless of the sport. And Kinga Mahalska, certainly one of them. She gets the ace. It's the second of the match for Eckerd and brings them back within 10. Now Mahalska looking to cut the Triton deficit to single digits. Ramirez gets the dig, power spike off the block of Clark, but it's saved. Hit out of bounds, dig towards Antipa, back to Ramirez. Now the Spartans, Perez off the block, it stays in, and Tampa gets to 21st. 20-10 the score, as we're back within single digits following the Mahalska ace. So 20-10. Now the score with J.J. Ramirez set to serve. Ramirez sends it over, blocked by Mahalska. Now to Antipa, off the block, and it's a point for the Tritons. Stella Antipa, just her second kill of the match. Eckerd now with 6 kills and 7 errors in 22 total attempts. And now Jada Clark back to serve for the second time. Here is the service from Jada. Now far side for Perez, stuffed by Antipa. Stella Antipa rises at the perfect time and gets the block to put Eckerd back within 9. Just the first block of the match for Eckerd and Stella Antipa as Clark serves. Up the middle, bumped up, looking for Ron. Over the block there, but Antipa digs it up. Now on the side, Moscovin off the block. It's dug up, and no, it was off the net. So that point is going to go to Tampa as the line judge ruled to hit off the top of Eckerd's net rather than the Triton block. And Jada Clark will exit. Sydney Williams will enter. Nyla Moscovin will exit. And Natalie Annual, the freshman from Tarpon Springs, getting in the action for the Spartans. Natalie Perez on the service. Antipa tries to quick set it over, and the early jump of Zoe Seput seemed to confuse Stella Antipa as Stella forces the error to make it 22-12. Tampa's got 3 points before they take the first set, and Natalie Perez, the junior from Tegucigalpa in Honduras, tries to take him there. Here's Antipa, and lobs it over everybody. So the point stays with the Spartans. 2 points away are Tampa. They now lead by 11. And that's going to be a timeout. Michelle Piantandesi Lima will call her second timeout of the match, and Eckerd facing a first set loss, down by 11, 23-12 in this game against their rival Spartans. Two points separate the Spartans from a first set win as they try to get their 9th conference victory of the season, this time over the Eckerd Tritons. 23-12 the score, with Natalie Perez back to serve, and the Spartans on a 3-0 scoring run. Served up the middle for Mahalska. Powerful spike, and it's down. Hayden Nash with the gash down the middle. And the Tritons get back within 10. They will need a massive service, and they'll bring on Cindley Knowles, the Oregonian sophomore defensive specialist who checks on for the first time and will serve for the first time. Eckerd down by 10. Tampa needs to get the serve back and score another one to get that first set. And there is the point, a nasty spike from Matt Carter. Cross court, back to the corner. Not much you could do about it. And now the Tritons are facing set point. The Spartans back to serve. It's Connor Ron. Far side for Antipa, off the block, and the Tritons live to fight another day. Stella Antipa off of the block, and now she'll come back for the service as the Tritons trail by 10 still. Set point for Tampa, 24-14 in set number 1 as Antipa is back to serve. Over the middle, it's dug upwards, over the net, onto the Triton side. Here's a chance for Mahalska, who spikes it down. Eckerd back within 9. Good start to the service for Stella Antipa, but plenty of work to do for the Tritons here in this first set. Tipa over the middle and slipping on a dig, and it's an ace for Eckerd's Stella Antipa. Third ace of the match for Eckerd as the Spartans get a substitution. Out comes Connor Ron, in comes Lainey Perdue, the freshman out of Olympia High School in Orlando. Now Antipa trying to close the gap even more, and another ace. Diving J.J. Ramirez was not enough, and Stella Antipa has fired up the Eckerd bench. Chris Kadanak calls a timeout, and it's 24-17 Spartans, but Eckerd fighting with everything they've got at set point.
Preferred partner of Eckerd Athletics, Syndio Wealth Partners. Syndio Wealth Partners can help you simplify your wealth-related decision-making through their years of experience and earned expertise, unwavering work ethic, and unquestioned integrity. Check them out at syndiowp.com. Thank you to preferred partner of Eckerd Athletics, Domino's on 34th Street South. For pizza, wings, pasta, salad, and sandwiches, think Domino's, just a mile from campus on 34th Street South. And when you're in the stands at Triton games, don't forget to cheer on the Domino's in-game promotion to receive 1 free pizza.
Eckerd and Tampa back at it. The Spartans had a 10-point lead heading into the service, but a 4-0 scoring run, including back-to-back aces from Stella Antipa, have the Tritons smelling blood. Her first service is dug up far side, and it's another spike that missed, and the Triton hopes are still alive. 5 straight points for Eckerd, and now they're within 6 on the edge of the first set. Here's Antipa again, 24-18 the score. Far side spike, this one fell in, and that is how Tampa will take the first set. Lainey Perdue gets her first kill of the match, sends a spike to the back line, and Tampa takes the first set by a 25-18 margin. Set number 1 goes for the Spartans. We'll have set number 2 when we return here in the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Thank you to preferred partner of Eckerd Athletics, Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. For 30 years, Ferg Sports Bar and Grill has been the official gathering spot for Tampa Bay Rays fans. Located in downtown St. Pete, Ferg's encompasses nearly 2 city blocks with both indoor and outdoor seating with live music. When watching your next Tampa Bay sporting event, check out Ferg's. Thank you to preferred partner of Eckerd Athletics, Novak & Powell. To achieve your financial life on better terms, think the financial service advisors of Novak & Powell at novakpowell.com. Novak & Powell helps from managing and preserving your wealth to leaving a legacy for your loved ones. Thank you to preferred hotel partner of Eckerd Athletics, Residence Inn. Experience a peaceful waterfront getaway at Residence Inn Tierra Verde. Located directly on the bay, the Residence Inn is a waterfront hotel just steps away from all your favorite St. Pete attractions. When booking your next St. Pete getaway, think Residence Inn.
Here, our mission is to move you, to challenge your thoughts, to keep you paddling onward. No bricks and ivy, but sun and sand, where learning happens everywhere, even here. A home for the adventurous, the doers, the free thinkers, and the best friends. Where we push you to become a better citizen, problem solver, creator, for the careers of today and new ones on the horizon.
We change sides, and the Spartans hope to change leads in this second set as Eckerd fell in set number one by a 25-18 mark. 3 kills and 2 service aces for Stella Antipa, 3 kills and a service ace for Kinga Mahalska to lead the Tritons. 5 kills and 9 attempts without an error for Connor Ron in set number one. And Rachel Gregg went 3 for 4 without an error and with a block in set number one for the Spartans. So those are the leaders so far, with Zoe Seput and Gabby Yejacek, the assist leaders, with 11 and 9 respectively. 4 aces for the Tritons, and now they'll try to start off the second set on a similar note. Ron bumps it up, now far side. Perez taps it over, and a diving Yejacek is not enough. And the first point of set 2 belongs to the Tampa Spartans. Natalie Perez starting off the set with her 3rd kill of the match. She is 3 for 6 with an attack error so far. And now the senior, Callie Kors, back to serve. She has 2 kills to her name. Now over to the far side, it is Aniol, but it's dug up by the Spartans. Ron. Now back, here's Antipa, and it knocks off the net in her own head, 2-0 in favor of the Spartans. Should be an error on Antipa. That'll be her 4th, leading all hitters. And the entire Tampa team, just 2 errors, both coming in the first set, as Kors' serve can't be returned. Make it 3-0 to start the set. 2 straight services going in for Callie Kors. 6'1" senior, a St. Petersburg native. Went to high school not too far from here in Osceola. Williams digs it out of bounds. Nice save by Yejacek, and that one is dug up by Seput. Now Ramirez to Perez off the block, and that will go off of Eckerd. Another point for Tampa, 4-0. Been all Spartans in set number 2. Here's Kors down the middle, right to Williams, but an error on the reception, and it's another ace for Callie Kors. 2 aces in the last 3 services for Kors and the Spartans, as Kinga Mahalska will check out to be replaced by Sydney Knowles, a defensive specialist on for the Tritons to try and get some defense in this service. Here's Kors. Good dig by Williams. Now it's back for Clark. Ramirez dives to make a play. Ron from past the inbounds line. And it's out of bounds. Eckerd gets their first point of the set. Connor Ron with her first error of the day and the 3rd error of the match in 28 attack attempts for the Spartans. Now it's Seput to Perez. Power spike, but off the net. And that one will go to the Spartans. There was a net interference. And it's 6-1. Now J.J. Ramirez, the talented libero, back to serve for the Spartans. Ramirez, nice low serve over the net, dug up, and the spike blocked, but saved, and it stays over. Point in play, and Matt Carter can't get it. Tapped over, saved by Seput. Now Ramirez back. Ron off the dig to the stands, and a marathon point won by the Spartans. Back and forth they went, and it has still just been all Tampa. 7-1 so far. Some dominant serving from the Spartans. J.J. Ramirez right down the right sideline as Williams sets it up, and Tipa ends up with it, and that ball was shot out of a cannon. Stella and Tipa with kill number 4 to lead all Tritons and get the service back for Eckerd. Now checking in to serve is the first-year middle blocker, Natalie Annual from Eastlake High School over in Tarpon Spring. Served over the middle, sliding dig by Ramirez. Far side, it's Ron, tapped off the block, and now Antipa lobs it over, and it falls. You gotta love the effort from J.J. Ramirez, constantly skidding her legs, going for those low sliding balls, but Stella Antipa gets one to fall in front of the Spartan libero for the point. Ramirez makes no mistake on that one. Now it's Ron off the net and kicked. Not in time. Point for the Tritons. Now they're back within 3. 3 straight points for Eckerd as Annual tries to make it 3 straight on the first-year serve. Ramirez with the dig. Now to Seput. Now to Ron. Bounced over the block, and here are the Tritons on the comeback. And Tipa's blocked, and it goes out of bounds. Point for the Tritons. Natalie Perez was one of 2 there for the Tampa Spartans. Annual again, and this time it's out of bounds. So the Spartans will take the serve. Natalie Perez, the Honduran native, back to serve as Annual is replaced by Caitlin Das, the first year out of Oak Creek High School in Wisconsin. Natalie Perez, the junior, but one of the key attackers on this Spartan team, here to serve. Das wastes no time with a strike. Now Seput over to Ron off the block. Far side, Antipa crashes through, but Coors makes the save. Late jump from Carter, and now up for Antipa again. Taps it over, and it falls. Eckerd back within 2 as Stella Antipa gets in with the finesse to just tip it over, and it's 8-6. 7 kills for Stella Antipa. She leads all scorers in 15 attempts with those 7 kills. Now she's back to serve. Antipa was the server on that long service run that extended the first set, but ultimately resulted in a Tampa victory. This one a lot shorter, though. Callie Coors with the kill from the left side, and it's 9-6 Spartans. Haley Dillon in now for Tampa as Connor Ron is now back to serve. Stoppage called to wipe the floor. 9-6 currently the score in set number 2. Spartans won the first set by a total of 7. They've got a .405 hit percentage, whereas Eckerd, with 10 errors in 40 attack attempts, has a hit percentage of just .75. As a nice serve from Ron is dug up, back set, off the block, off the hands of Nash. Now it's Seput. Far side for Coors, down the line, and it stays in. Callie Coors with her 3rd kill of the match. She has been remarkably efficient. 3 kills, 2 service assists. And now Connor Ron back to serve. Or service aces, I should say. There are 2 of for Coors. And there's a service ace for Connor Ron. The freshman gets her first ace of the match. And on the season, Ron has now 13 aces. This one's dug up by Mahalska. She gets it right back off the pass, and no one's going to get there. Connor Ron swats it away, but it's a kill for Kinga. And Eckerd now back within 4 with an 11-6 score, or 11-7 score on Mahalska's 4th kill of the match. Now the libero, Sydney Williams, is back to serve. She has an ace so far on the day, as well as one service assist. Far side for Coors, taps it over, and no one's there in time. Stella Antipa was on the back line for the Tritons, but she couldn't get to it quick enough, and now Matt Carter is back to serve. So return of the Mac to the service line as the big number 33 sends it over. Mahalska up forward, back set to Clark, and Antipa saves it. Looking for Mahalska off the block, and that goes out of bounds. A point for the Tritons. Game back within 4 as Matt Carter checks out. JJ Ramirez checks in. And she has been a big-time leader on this Spartans staff as Gabby Yeujachak is back to serve. Gabby has it dug up, and Mahalska jumps set put. Not enough as Seput has a successful block. This one sent towards the net, Clark, but it's dug up by Seput. Now Coors over the block for Antipa. Back set, powerful spike, and that's a point for the Tritons. I was able to catch the volleyball. I almost didn't give that one back, but I felt it was the right thing to do. Definitely the first time I have made a catch while on the microphone, so this is a pretty big moment for me, I'm not going to lie. Here come the Tritons now. Yeujachak, the server, as Antipa digs it up. Gabby to Clark, who sends a powerful spike. Step it over to Coors, all the way back, and a diving stop by Antipa. Mahalska, dug up by Ron. Now for Coors, powerful, dug up by Antipa. Mahalska again. Third time is not a charm, but it is. A violation called on the Spartans, and another long point. This time goes the way of the Tritons, who are back within 2. Here's Yeujachak. Diving stop by Ramirez. Blocks it out of bounds, and it's an ace. Gabby Yeujachak gets the service ace, her first of the match, and now Eckerd's within 1. And on a 4-0 scoring run for the Tritons, the Spartans take their first time out. 12-11 is the score in set number 2. Spartans in the lead.
The reason why Eckerd succeeds on and off the court is because of the tremendous support we receive throughout the year. I want to thank the members of the Tealinsta Society for your generous gifts to help fund our teams.
Even a small gift can go a long way to support our teams, such as scholarships, travel, uniforms, and many other things. Please consider joining our Tealinsta Society today.
Visit EckerdTritons.com/give for more information. Thank you, and go Tritons!
Gabby Yeujachak back to serve and trying to tie this match for the first time since it was 2-2 in the first set. We're now in set number 2, and the tie will not come yet. Powerful spike from Jenna Davis, the junior from St. Petersburg High, and she gets her first kill of the match to give Tampa a 2-point lead. She replaces Haley Dillon, and now back to serve Zoe Seput. Seput over the middle, and Williams digs it up, and too many hits for the Tritons. A return ace as Seput is unable to find an accurate receiver on the Tritons side. 14-11 now the score as Seput continues the service. Long serve, well out of bounds, and now Eckerd back within 2 at 14-12. And J.J. Ramirez takes a powerful serve on the set. Now Coors taps it over the block, but a great stop by Annual. Power spike from Antipa, saved. Still a chance for Perez, stopped by Williams. Set forward, Antipa can't get it. And Tampa gets the point. Now it is Callie Coors back to serve. Third time that the senior is back to serve today. Couple of aces already for Callie and gets tangled in the net. So Eckerd will get the point. A rare miscue for Callie Coors as Eckerd gets it back within 2. Serving from the middle of the court is Jada Clark. Now the right side, Coors up, power spike, and Clark blocks it. Coors saves it. Perez steps away, gets the set from Seput, throws it over, and a diving dig by Jacek. Now Ron, another save, and not enough for Eckerd as Tampa gets the point. Fantastic defense from the Tritons, but too much power from Tampa as the Spartans bring their lead back up to 3. They have led by as much as 5 so far in this second set. And now here's J.J. Ramirez. Sliding stop, Jacek to Antipa, who's got a powerful spike. Ramirez quick sets, and that should be an Eckerd point, and it is. So Eckerd gets the service back. And the first year right side hitter and middle blocker, Natalie Annual gets the serve, and she gets the ace. Annual, in her first season, gets her first career service ace on that last point. Now it's Ron on the spike off the block. Quick one from Nash. Ramirez now to Perez. She is stuffed at the net. Antipa taps it over. Not enough. Now Ramirez digs it back to Ron. And here come the Tritons again. Taps it over. Diving stop by Seput. Ron into the net. And the Tritons take the point. That's going to tie this game up. 16-16. The first time that Tampa has not had a lead since the first set, when it was 2-2. Now Eckerd looking for their first lead since it was 2-1. Here's Perez. Power spike. It is just on the line. And Natalie Perez saves the lead for the Spartans, and she'll go back to serve. Annual is out. Caitlin Doss is in. And Natalie Perez is back to serve for the Spartans. Natalie Perez sends it towards the middle. And now on the back set, here's Nash off the net, and that's too many hits. Point Tampa. So many times today, it has really seemed like Tampa has been in complete control. And whenever they have needed a point, it seems like they've got one. No, Perez sends that into the net. And that will be a point for the Tritons. Natalie Perez will be replaced by Haley Dillon as off comes Sydney Knowles and on comes Kinga Mahalska. So a couple of substitutions now before Stella Antipa's serve, and she has been a dominant force on offense for the Tritons. Ron to Seput, back to Ron. Power spike, looks like it hit off a Triton, and it did. And Tampa back up by 2, 19-17. 26 kills in 56 attacks for the Spartans, just 6 errors to Eckerd's 11, who have 17 kills in 54 attacks. As we pause to wipe the floor, it'll be Connor Ron back serving for the Spartans, who lead it by 2 here in set number 2, as Tampa took set 1 for a 1-0 match lead. 25-18 in the first, now 19-17 in the second as Connor Ron serves. Nash to the far side for Mahalska. She's got it blocked. Zoe Seput and Matt Carter were there on the block assist. Each get a half. And the Spartans are the first team to 20 for the second time. And that's going to be a timeout. Eckerd calls a timeout as Tampa takes a 3-point lead in set number 2. It's been a back-and-forth contest, but it's Tampa with one set and a lead in the second to their advantage.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams, discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Here, our mission is to move you, to challenge your thoughts, to keep you paddling onward. No bricks and ivy, but sun and sand, where learning happens everywhere, even here. A home for the adventurous, the doers, the free thinkers, and the best friends. Where we
Connor Ron back out to serve for the Spartans. They've got a 27 lead and a 1-0 lead over the crosstown rival Eckerd Tritons. And Ron tips one off the net. Now it's back. Antipa powers one down the middle, bounces off the block to Mahalska. And now Antipa from the back again. She's blocked. And the point goes to the Spartans. Callie Coors and Matt Carter were up front there for Tampa, who are now 4 points away from a 2-0 lead. There's Ron. Back for Nash, off of Dillon and out of bounds. Too much power from Hayden Nash, the Colorado native, with a nasty spike. Her second kill of the day, and Eckerd gets the serve back. They are back within 3. 21-18 the score. The libero Sydney Williams serving. Low serve over the net. Quick set for Seput. Carter off the block and a point for Tampa. And now Jenna Davis will come in, replacing J.J. Ramirez to get a powerful block up front for the Spartans. Back to serve, Matt Carter, the 5'11 sophomore out of Vieira High School in Florida. A lot of Florida natives on this Spartans team, pushing to challenge for yet another national championship. Matt Carter, 3 kills and an assist today. Low serve over the middle. Back set for Clark on the run, blocked, and Callie Coors gets it down. 5-point lead for the Spartans, and they're within 2 points of taking a 2-set lead. Matt Carter switching sides per directions from her assistant coach. Serve over the net. Jada Clark swats it over. It's dug up by Dillon. Far side for Coors off the block. And Eckerd with it now. Power spike by Mahalska off of Clark and out of bounds. And now it's set point for the Spartans. Matt Carter trying to give Tampa a 2-set lead. Mahalska off the block. Clark digs it up. Jacek back to Doss, and it's blocked down, and that's how the Spartans take the second set. Deja vu in sets 1 and 2, 25-18 for Tampa in set 1, 25-18 for Tampa in set 2. Third set coming up after this. You're watching college volleyball in the Sunshine State Digital Network, Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Preferred partner of Eckerd Athletics, Cindy-O Wealth Partners. Cindy-O Wealth Partners can help you simplify your wealth-related decision-making through their years of experience and earned expertise, unwavering work ethic, and unquestioned integrity. Check them out at cindyowp.com. Thank you to preferred partner of Eckerd Athletics, Domino's on 34th Street South. For pizza, wings, pasta, salad, and sandwiches, think Domino's, just a mile from campus on 34th Street South. And when you're in the stands at Triton games, don't forget to cheer on the Domino's in-game promotion to receive one free pizza.
Two nothing is the lead for Tampa. Two sets, identical scores. It has been errors that have been the difference between these two teams so far, as well as blocks. 6 blocks to 1 in favor of Tampa, and 6 errors for the Spartans, 16 for the Tritons. Eckerd trotting out a lineup with the libero Sydney Williams. She'll be joined by Nyla Moscovin, Kinga Mahalska, Jada Clark, Stella Antipa, and Gabby Yejujacek. Those are the starters for Eckerd in set number 3. They dropped the first 2. And now Tampa looks for a decisive set number 3. Josh Sperber here on the Sunshine State Conference digital network. As a quick change, Moscovin is off, Aniol is on. And the first year getting a whole lot of meaningful minutes against the powerhouse that is the Tampa Spartans. Zoe Seput is back to serve for the Spartans. Dig for Mahalska. Antipa taps it over, and it's dug up by Ramirez. She's got great court coverage. Perez is blocked off Ramirez, and for the first time today, Eckerd gets the first point of the set. Kinga Mahalska with her 7th kill of the match, tying Stella Antipa for the team lead. Connor Ron has 9 kills in the first 2 sets. She leads all attackers. Now back to serve, Gabby Yejujacek. Ball up forward, Perez powers it. It's out of bounds and towards the scorer's table, and Tampa ties it right back up. That is just Spartans volleyball. If they need a point, if they go down, they're likely to pick themselves right back up again. And after a power spike got kill number 1, Tampa evens it up. Kors serves. Williams to Mahalska. Now Antipa from the center. She sends one down the middle, but it goes out of bounds, and the Spartans get the point. And Stella Antipa is hitting the ball with some power, but 6 errors to go with her 7 kills today. She has 21 attack attempts, 7 more than any other Triton. Gabby to Clark, taps it over, looking for the sideline, sliding dib for Ramirez. And Ron knocks into the broadcast booth off a bounce, and the Spartans get the point. We are on high alert in the broadcast booth here at St. Pete Catholic, as we have now had 2 balls hit either personnel or equipment manning the broadcast table. Callie Kors' serve is dug up by Antipa. Gabby to Clark, blocked, and a point for Tampa. And it's that defense of the Spartans that has kept them ahead for most of this game, as Jada Clark will be replaced by Avery Nelson, the first year from Northville, a spectacular sporting high school in Michigan that has a solid volleyball pedigree and is also coming off of a baseball state championship. Stella Antipa to Gabby Yejujacek, and the block from Mahalska is picked up. Now it's dug over for Williams. Here's a chance for Eckerd. Far side. Mahalska off of everybody and into the Spartans bench. Kinga Mahalska tying things up with Stella Antipa with her 7th kill of the match. And she is 7 digs and 3 kills away from a double-double. And now Mahalska, with a service ace to her name already, is back to serve. Here's Kinga. Powers the serve forward, and it's an ace. No one came close to that, and that was just an inch perfect placement from the junior out of Yaroslaw in Poland. The pull back to serve again after her 2nd service ace and the 7th of the match for Eckerd. This one not ace, but it's tough to pick up, and so is that. Powerful spike from the Spartans. Gets through, and now Tampa leads 5-3. Antipa back in the net, or back in the game, as Kinga Mahalska heads to the sideline. Big-time transfer has been huge for Eckerd. Antipa on the left side, bangs one home. The shoulder shrugs celebration for the Greek international in her final year with the Tritons. Gets her 8th kill of the match and the service back for Eckerd. Some substitutions. It looks like Avery Nelson is set to head out for Jada Clark, and that is what will happen. Sydney Williams leaving the match as well. Now Jada Clark is back to serve. She's joined by Sydney Knowles, as well as Natalie Aniol, Gabby Yeujachak, and Stella Antipa. Also can't forget Hayden Nash, as Chris Kadanak is over at the scorer's table. Just figuring things out. Jada Clark back to serve. Clark, a quiet game, 2 errors and a dig so far, and 11 attack chances. Almost got an ace, though. Ron on the spike off the fingertips of Yeujachak, and the point goes to the Spartans. A quick service for Eckerd as Clark is replaced by Sydney Williams, the first-year libero, and Natalie Perez heads back to serve. Each team's getting some tips from their coaches. Perez back to serve for Tampa. She is joined by Ron, J.J. Ramirez as the libero, Zoe Seput, Callie Coors, and also Jenna Davis. Those are the 6 on for the Spartans. For Eckerd, Stella Antipa, Gabby Yeujachak, Hayden Nash, Sydney Knowles, Sydney Williams, and Natalie Aniol, the 6 for the Tritons as they're reviewing a play at the scorer's table. 2 sets to Tampa, 25-18 and 25-18. 6-4 lead for the Spartans in what could be the decisive set if they take the victory. Eckerd's got a couple more matches upcoming on the volleyball schedule. St. Pete Catholic will host Eckerd against Rollins on Friday, and then a teal-out against Embry-Riddle on Saturday before they close out their home slate of the season on back-to-back days against Nova Southeastern and Florida Tech, with 3 more road games after that for the Spartans. The schedule for Tampa, I'll actually have the call of Wednesday's matchup against St. Leo, and then Friday Tampa hosts Lynn and Palm Beach Atlantic before Florida Southern, and then a 3-game set at home to end the season. Eckerd, Nova Southeastern, and Florida Tech. So still plenty of SSC volleyball left, and we'll step aside for a quick break in the middle of the 3rd set. 6-4 the score in favor of the Spartans.
Thank you to preferred partner of Eckerd Athletics, Novak and Powell. To achieve your financial life on better terms, Thank the financial service advisors of Novak & Powell at novakpowell.com. Novak & Powell helps from managing and preserving your wealth to leaving a legacy for your loved ones. Thank you to preferred hotel partner of Eckerd Athletics, Residence Inn. Experience a peaceful waterfront getaway at Residence Inn Tierra Verde. Located directly on the bay, the Residence Inn is a waterfront hotel just steps away from all your favorite St. Pete attractions. When booking your next St. Pete getaway, think Residence Inn.
Six for the lead. Play was stopped. Now everything is worked out, and Tampa is set to serve. Natalie Perez still back for the Spartans as they have a 2-point lead and a 2-set lead here in set number 3. And I think they're still trying to figure out scoring decisions over at the scorer's table. Matches lasted an hour and 10 minutes so far, and it has really been all Tampa. Not too many lead changes, with the exception of the first couple points in the match. Tampa fell into a tie at the end of that second set at 16-16, won the next point, and has not trailed since. And we're going to take another break. We're going to keep you in break until we can come back and figure out what's going on.
Here, our mission is to move you, to challenge your thoughts, to keep you paddling onward. No bricks and ivy, but sun and sand, where learning happens everywhere, even here. A home for the adventurous, the doers, the free thinkers, and the best friends, where we push you to become a better citizen, problem solver, creator, for the careers of today and new ones on the horizon.
We have there, and the relationships I've built is something like I wouldn't be able to find just anywhere else.
It's just different types of people, so just seeing the new faces every day, having different types of conversation, seeing people are from everywhere at Eckerd College.
I would say the environment, the community, like the people that I've met, is just so awesome. Like, I know that after college, like, I'll have lifelong friends, and I don't think I'd be able to get that anywhere else.
The reason why Eckerd succeeds on and off the court is because of the tremendous support we receive throughout the year. I want to thank the members of the Teal Society for your generous gifts to help fund our teams.
Even a small gift can go a long way to support our teams, such as scholarships, travel, uniforms, and many other things. Please consider joining our Teal and Steel Society today.
Visit EckerdTritons.com/give for more information. Thank you, and go Tritons!
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
I guess third time's a charm. It looks like Natalie Perez is actually set to serve after about a 5 or so minute stoppage in play. Maybe a little bit more than that, but Tampa still leads it 6-4. They won set number 1 going away in dominant fashion, led most of the second set until Eckerd tied it at 16. And after that, the Spartans were able to retake the lead at 17-16 and not drop it for the rest of the set. It's been back and forth here in set number 3, but it still has Tampa ahead. And now it's 6-4. We are finally ready to play again. And here's Natalie Perez. Dug into the net, nice save, over and out of bounds. Point to the Spartans. The initial touch made by Sydney Knowles might have pushed it just a bit too far, and it was just a tough defense there for the Spartans. And that ends up a point for Eckerd, as that is the third camera save of the day from our broadcast team. Now back to serve at Natalie Aniol, right to Ramirez. Seppa to the far side, and Ron blocked up off the roof. And that is going to be a point for the Spartans. In an unfortunate way, Natalie Aniol dug a powerful spike from Connor Ron so hard that it bounced off of the ceiling, resulting in an Eckerd point. And we're going to have to no, it's a point for the Spartans on a return violation by Eckerd. Now Ron back to serve again. Jashak tries to avoid the block, and the point goes to Tampa as the ball kicks under the Eckerd side of the net. And now the Spartans have a 10-5 lead. Jenna Davis gets the kill, 3-0 run for Tampa. Set back by Nash, and an easy spike over. Ron to Seppa, quick spike blocked. Now Williams, Jashak, blocked again. Zoe Seppa gets the nail in Eckerd's coffin as the Tritons dive on the court to try and save a flurry of blocks from the Spartans. And now Sydney Knowles will be replaced by Kinga Mahalska. She joins Hayden Nash, Gabby Jashak, Stella Antipa, as well as Sydney Williams and Caitlin Doss. And here's Nash off of everyone. Dylan bouncing it around, somehow makes his way back over, but no doubt about this one. Hayden Nash with 2 straight powerful kills. And this one goes right down on the sideline as Eckerd takes the point, 11-6. And now it's Eckerd trying to build up a run as they end Tampa's at 4 straight points. 5-point lead for the Spartans, their largest lead of the set. And now Coors has it set up by Doss. Nash taps it over, diving stop from Dylan. Coors again, down the sideline, and that is a point for the Spartans. Two subs on for the Spartans. Tess Schrenger and Rachel Gregg checking in for the first time. JJ Ramirez and Jenna Davis are the 2 they replace. And back to serve in her first action of the day, Tess Schrenger. Mahalska blocked. Did it stay in bounds? It did not, and Eckerd gets the point. 12-7 the score. Eckerd is trailing as the first-year libero, Sydney Williams, back to serve. She'll serve just to the left of the middle. And a diving stop by Williams. Now Michalska powers it, but a great dive by Tampa. Callie Kors is going to have to dig it over. Now a chance for Eckerd. Jada Clark punches it off the block, and that gives a big point to the Tritons. 4-point lead now as Eckerd continues to carve into this Tampa lead. Sydney Williams, the deep breath and the serve. Schrenger, Seput, now far side, and a kill for the Spartans. Callie Kors on the left side, and that gives Tampa the serve back at 13-8. Now the Spartans back to serve. Once again, it's Zoe Seput. Antipa through the block, but a great stop from Ron. Now Antipa sets it up. Yehu Jashak to the far side for Michalska. Down the middle, and it's a kill. Kinga, the killing king, 9 kills today, leads all Tritons. And now Eckerd back within 4 at 13-9. Gabby Yehu-Jachak back to serve. Another Polish transfer and an ace for Gabby. Second ace of the match. And Yehu-Jachak will retain her service as checking in is Jenna Ramirez replacing Tess Schrenger. Also exiting the court for the Spartans is Jenna Davis. And here's Yehu-Jachak. Ramirez with the dig. Powerful spike. And Gregg can't get it over. It's saved. Williams digs it for Ramirez. Big chance for the Spartans. Far side for Perez. Nobody there. And Natalie Perez with another kill. She's one away from becoming the second Spartan and second player in double digits as Connor Ron leads all attackers with 12 kills so far this evening. Callie Kors, Antipa, Yehu-Jachak, Michalska, and a great dig by Ramirez, but she pops it back. Hard to get there, but it went awry as Eckerd gets the service back for Kinga Michalska. Kinga Michalska, a .211 hit percentage on the day, 2 service aces, 3 digs a block, and 9 kills. Solid day for the junior transfer from Indian Hills. Perez, great stop by Williams. Now it's Antipa lobbing it over, set up by Seput. Now Perez again, taps it over, and a great dig from Aniol. Aniol, now Antipa, out of bounds. No, it goes off of the block, and a point for the Tritons. In this small gym, the crowd noise echoes, and the Eckerd bench makes it seem like the Tritons have a resounding majority in the fan support. But Michalska serves it into the net, and Tampa will retake the lead by 3. Assistant coach Callie Boatwright is calling things out for the Spartans, or for the Tritons, as JJ Ramirez is back to serve. Ramirez, right to Michalska on the dig. Clark's going to go up for it, pounds it down the middle, and it's a kill for Jada Clark. Second kill of the match for Jada, and she'll ride that momentum onto the service line. 2 kills and 13 attempts for Clark, and now she looks for her first ace. Right down the middle, Seput over to Ron, right at Yehu-Jachak. And it's a kill for Connor Ron. 13 kills and 26 attempts. Save for the 3 errors, it's almost an even 50% from the field for Connor Ron. And she's got her Spartans out in front by 3 with Perez. Back comes Yehu-Jachak. Here's Antipa. likes those deep spikes as Seput. Powerful kill, but it's blocked. It stays on the Eckerd side, so Tampa will get the point. And that's going to be a timeout for the Tritons. Michelle Piantadesi Lima calls the first time out of set number 3. 17-13 in favor of the Spartans as they look to close it out when we return. Funky music playing here at St. Pete Catholic, and Eckerd trying to get out of their funk as they trail by 4 in set number 3. Natalie Perez back to serve for the Spartans. And an opportunity seized. Jenna Davis saw that one floating over the net, and Davis smacks it down with 2 hands for her 4th kill in 7 tries. She also leads all defenders on Tampa with 4 blocks. Actually, she herself has more blocks than the entire Tritons team. They have just 2. Powerful spike. Mahalska knocks it off of Perez, and Eckerd gets it right back. Quick substitution now coming for Tampa. Off goes Perez, on comes Haley Dillon. And back to serve is the first year at Eastlake High School, Natalie Aniol. Ramirez digs it up. Ron off the block. 2 blocks for the Tritons, and a good one by Ayu Jashak, but it's picked up. Ron to Mahalska. Set up by Ayu Jashak. Nash off the block. Diving stop by Ramirez. One more chance for Tampa, and they get it. A last-ditch kill, and Connor Ron punches it down the line, and now Tampa is within 5 of the match. 19-14, and 14 kills for Connor Ron. She is now back to serve for the Spartans as they near the end of this match. Ayu Jashak to Antipa off the block, and no one's going to get there. Stella Antipa was turning around before that ball hit the ground. She knew it, and Antipa is going to become the second Triton in double digits with her 10th kill of the match. Kinga Mahalska leads the way with 11. 2 Tritons in double figures as Ayu Jashak gives it back to Antipa. Dug up. Blocked down and back over. Seput saves. Now Ramirez. Off the line comes Coors. It's dug up by Das. Mahalska. Is it in? Yes, it is. Kinga Mahalska, 12 kills on the match. And Eckerd back within 3. 19-16 the score in favor of the Spartans. Here's Antipa. Seput from a charging Ron, and a almost collision as Antipa dove, and Zoe Seput takes advantage. No one covered the middle of the court off Antipa's dive, and Tampa makes it 20-16. Tampa gets the service back, and they'll make a couple of substitutions. It's Tess Schrenger, the junior from Sacred Heart Academy in Louisville, is back to serve. Here's Schrenger. Ayu Jashak to Nash. Tries to tip it down the sideline, but just a touch too far 4 points away are the Spartans, and that's going to cause a timeout from Michelle Piantadesi Lima. Timeout called by Eckerd. It's 21-16 Spartans, who are cruising towards a potential 3-set win. Tess Schrenger back to score for Tampa as the Spartans are within 4 points of a 3-set win. Good recovery from Das there, ends up with Michalska, but she puts too much mustard on it, and it goes out of bounds on the spike. It's at 3 points until the match for Tampa. They're up by 6, which is their largest lead of the set. Now here's Schrenger. Michalska. Now Nash. Dug away by Dillon. No one's going to get there, and Eckerd is not done yet. Big time kill for Hayden Nash. She's got 4. And an interesting stat when it comes to Triton kills as Sydney Williams is back to serve. As a team, Eckerd has 31 kills on the day. Between Kinga Michalska and Stella Antipa, them two have 22. 12 for Michalska, 10 for Antipa. The rest of the team, 9. And Tampa gets a point there. Schreck gets the kill. Now they're within 2. So a solid service from Zoe Seput could end this match. Antipa gets the first reception. Now Nash, the far side, off the block. Eujashak to Das, and it's off the net and down. And now it's match point for the Spartans. The first 2 sets were decided 25-18. Spartans looking for their largest margin to finish a set to close out this match. Michalska over the block. Seput digs it up for the game. Off the block, and that's the ball game. Megan Schreck gets 2 kills in the final 3 points. And the Tampa Spartans take a resounding 3-set victory over the Eckerd Tritons. 25-17 the score in the third set after the Spartans won set number 1 and 2 by a 25-18 margin. So Eckerd drops to 4-7 with still plenty of season left, but Eckerd's going to need a big surge in these next couple of weeks to try and secure a playoff spot. Meanwhile, with a couple of games in hand, Lynn has played 1 more now, and Florida Tech has played 2 more than the Spartans. Tampa 9-2 for third place in the Sunshine State Conference. They're 17-2 overall, while Eckerd 4-7 in conference play. Just 1 of their 8 losses. They are 11-8 on the season. 1 of those 8 losses have come in non-conference battles. It's been a tough Sunshine State Conference slate for the Tritons, and they've got a home-and-home against Rollins. On Wednesday, they're on the road, and they're back here at St. Pete Catholic for another matchup against Rollins, and you got to think Eckerd needs both of those to try and cement their status as a playoff team. Until next time, though, thank you all for tuning in here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm Josh Sperber here for Eckerd University and Eckerd College, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in to today's match. We've got plenty of more Sunshine State Conference volleyball matches coming up. Make sure to check out Eckerd's website for all of the details. In the meantime, thank you all for listening and enjoy your Monday night.